Thank you.
Merhaba arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Kanada'nın önde gelen Teknoloji Enstitüsü, Northern Alberta Institute of Technology'de eğitimi Junko'dan dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı sağ alt köşede Questions bölümünden yönlendirmeyi unutmayın. Yes, Junko, the stage is yours now.
Thank you, Jinab. Hi, everyone. Good morning from Edmonton, Calgary. Edmonton, Alberta. I guess it's good evening in Istanbul, Turkey. Thank you so much for coming to our webinar. My name is Junko. I'm an international recruitment specialist at the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology. It's called NAIT, N-A-I-T. I hope you will find this webinar helpful, and that will help you make a decision of coming to Canada in the future. Okay, so before I start my presentation, I'd like to play a video so that you can get some idea that what the Edmonton looks like and then the NAIT looks like. Okay, just give me a second here. Okay, so now I'm gonna share my screen here. Okay, so this is today's agenda. I will cover in my presentation today. So we will spend a little bit time on Canada, Alberta, and then Edmonton at the beginning of my presentation, because I think it's important to learn about the place where you might be living in the future. Then I will talk about the NAIT, tuition fee, living cost in Edmonton, a typical international student path, and then lastly, what step you can take as the next step. Okay, let's get started. So first of all, let's take a look at the this map. So this map will show you how long it will take you to travel from your city to Edmonton. From Istanbul, the travel time would be around 14 hours, and you would probably transit through Toronto to Edmonton. And then here are the pictures of Canada. Probably you recognize some of the pictures like mountains and the lakes, because you might see these pictures on the travel brochures. So anyway, the right photo has been taken in Edmonton in the fall season. You can see the beautiful autumn leaves in the photo. So in Canada, we have 4 distinct seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. And the temperature rise and fall gradually. So in the summertime, the average temperature is about 22 degrees Celsius. And in wintertime, it will be around -10 degrees Celsius. However, it gets colder in winter, and the temperature can drop down to -20 or -30 degrees Celsius. I know it sounds very cold, and a lot of international students worry about winter in Edmonton. However, winter in Edmonton is very dry, cold, and then some people find it's very refreshing, not chilling. So you will feel fine as long as you wear a proper clothing, such as gloves, the scarf, and the toque. And we also very prepared for the winter weather with a centralized heating and insulated spaces. So it's very warm inside of a house or buildings. And some people are just wearing only t-shirts in their house or the building. And even our public transit, such as train and buses, are heated. And our province is known for the sunniest province in Canada, and it's sunny even in winter. So, for example, Edmonton has an average of 325 sunny days. This makes a huge difference because we will find a blue sunny sky even if there is a lot of snow on the street, and which makes us feel so refreshing. So Canada is the second largest country in the world, and it has a 37 million population. Canada admitted more than 300,000 permanent residents last year and has been accepting a lot of immigrants. The reason why Canada has been accepting a large number of immigrants is Canada has an aging population. So if we don't bring in people from overseas, we are not having enough people to keep our country running. Canada is also one of the few countries that offer the post-graduation work permit to the international students. So the post-graduation work permit allows international students to work in Canada after graduate. Students will have opportunities to gain the Canadian work experience, and after working in Canada for a few years, they might have a chance to apply for the permanent residency in Canada. So in fact, a lot of our international students decide to come to Canada because of the post-graduation work permit. Because they are looking for more job opportunities, more different opportunities in the future. So they come to Canada, they studied at the Canadian school, and they apply for the post-graduation work permit. Then after that, they will have a few years work experience and then apply for the permanent residency in Canada, and then they will continue to stay in Canada. So this year, Canada accepted 40,000 permanent residency applications from the international students who graduated from Canadian schools. As you can see here, Canada considers international students as an excellent candidate for the permanent residence because they studied in the Canadian education system and they are already familiar with the country and the Canadian culture. They meet our labor needs in highly qualified professionals and skilled trades. They also increase Canada's innovation capacity and they have ties to international trade and a global economy. So Canada sees a lot of values and the benefit the international student can bring potentially to our country. So now we are moving on to the province of Alberta. Canada is organized into 10 provinces and 3 territories. NAIT is located in the province of Alberta, just the west side of Canada, next to the British Columbia. Population in Alberta is just over 3 million, and then most people live in the 2 major cities, Edmonton and Calgary. A lot of people don't know about this, but Alberta has the 3rd largest oil reserve in the world after Saudi Arabia and Venezuela. So thanks to the oil reserve, people who live in Alberta are getting financial benefits. For example, we don't have any provincial sales tax, which makes living in Alberta much cheaper than other provinces. So when we purchase goods or services in Canada, everyone needs to pay the 5% federal tax. And each province has an additional sales tax, but Alberta doesn't. So for example, if you go to British Columbia, you will have to pay an additional 7% tax, top to the 5% federal tax. So you'll be ended up paying a 12% tax in total. In Ontario, you have to pay the 8% provincial tax, and you'll be ended up paying a 13% in total. Whereas in Alberta, you just pay only 5% federal tax. So you can see the difference between those countries. And Income tax in Alberta is also cheaper than other provinces, which makes a huge difference when you start working. By living in Alberta, you have benefits for having a lower taxes, and then having a lower taxes reduces your cost of living significantly. Alberta is also known for one of the highest minimum wages in Canada. So our minimum wage is currently $15 per hour, whereas the minimum wage in other provinces are between $11 and $14. So as an international student, you can work while you are studying. So if you study and work in Alberta, you can actually earn more money than if you were to live in other provinces. And one more thing about the benefit of living in Alberta. You will have access to the free provincial healthcare plan, and this includes your accompanying family members, such as spouse and children. You will receive a basic healthcare plan from the Alberta Healthcare that covers seeing a doctor, getting a medical examination, and so on. And then when you graduate, you'll be still covered with this free healthcare if you are on the postgraduate work permit. So we have a lot of benefits in Alberta, and a lot of international students actually choose to study in Alberta because of these benefits. Okay. So I think a lot of people are curious about the employment situation in Alberta because after they graduate the school, they'll start looking for a job. So you want to know what the job markets are before you choose the school to study. So this is a job forecast in Alberta from 2019 until 2028. So this projects the job openings in Alberta until 2028 due to the economic growth and the replacement demand, such as retirement and the migration to the different provinces. So if you look at the cumulative imbalance, so the yellow part on this chart, you see 6,100 under the 2024 and then 5,700 in 2025. So the cumulative imbalance indicates a shortage in Alberta job market. So you can expect there will be a lot of labor shortage after 2023 because baby boomers are retiring. So if you start your studying this year or next year, the year 2024 or 2025 will be the time when you graduate and start working. So the job forecast is very, very bright for you. I actually had a chance to talk to a Turkish student who graduated from the school in Ontario. So he said he didn't know anything about Alberta or other provinces, other than Ontario. But he said, so the living cost in Ontario is very expensive and also hard to find a job in Ontario. He thought Ontario is a big city, so there will be a lot of job opportunities. But actually, after he moved to the Ontario, he found that it's very competitive because there are so many people living in the big city. So he said, if he had a chance, he would have moved to different provinces because Alberta has labor shortages and it's easier for the students to find a job than other bigger cities like Ontario or Vancouver. So this is something that you might want to consider when you decide which province or which school you want to attend in the future. Okay, so these graphs shows the job openings in the various sectors in Alberta. Again, there will be a lot of job openings due to the baby boomers retirement. And then you can see which occupation will be in high demand next 7 years in Alberta. So the most in high demand job will be in the sales and the service sector. And then the second one would be trades and the transportation here. And then third would be the business, finance, and then administration occupations. So if you're thinking of moving to Alberta, this information might help you to find what occupation you want to engage in the future in Alberta. And then NATE has a programs to support all these careers in these areas. Okay, so Edmonton is a capital city of Alberta, is a business and a political hub. There is a National Institute for the Nanotechnology, so we are also known for the high-tech hub. Our population is 1.49 million, and we are expecting to grow to 2 million by 2065. The population density is very small in Edmonton, and we have a lot of space in the city. So if you are from the big city like Istanbul, you will find our city is not that crowded. And the average of the city is 35 years old, and it's a very young city too. And according to the Statistic Canada, Edmonton ranks third behind Vancouver and Toronto for the highest immigrant retention rate for those who have moved here and have stayed after 5 years. So the friendliness of the community and the feeling of being accepted here in the city are some of the factors in keeping the newcomers. So I can say that people feel very comfortable living in Edmonton because you will find that people here are very friendly, very welcoming. So I think that people find it very comfortable being in the city. That's why once they started living in Edmonton, they didn't want to move to a different city. And there are a lot of festivals throughout the year, and our city is known as a festival city. Edmonton also has a lot of nature and the largest urban park in North America. It's 10 times the largest on Central Park in New York. You can do a lot of different kind of activities such as hiking, biking, canoeing, ice skating in the park. And Edmonton is also close to the world famous Rocky Mountains. It's about 3 hours driving from Edmonton. But you can see the beautiful Canadian Rocky Mountains. Yeah, just beside the city. And in downtown Edmonton, there are many amenities available, such as restaurants, cafes, shopping center, movie theater. So you can enjoy both urban city life and the beautiful Canadian nature. Okay. So now I'd like to talk about the Canadian higher education system. NATE is a polytechnic school, and the quality and the standard of the education is the same in the polytechnic and the college or university. I know a lot of people are confused about the polytechnic because some countries don't have a polytechnic. So people always said, "What is a polytechnic? I never heard of that before." So the major difference between the polytechnic and the college or university is the way schools teach. For example, the college or university is focusing on the academic and the theoretical courses, such as English, sociology, history, math, science. And you will receive a long lectures in the big classes and spend a lot of time on researching and writing papers. On the other hand, Polytechnic focuses on hands-on and applied skilled training. You will still learn theories in the classroom, but you will also spend time on hands-on training as well. So you'll be equipped with the knowledge and then the skills needed for the workforce when you graduate from Polytechnic. And another major difference between those two schools is the length of the program. So usually the programs at the universities are at least like 4 years, but most of the programs at the polytechnics are short term, like such as 1 year and then 2-year programs. So NATE was founded in 1962 and it has 4 campuses. We are currently serving 40,000 students, has over 1,900 international students from 88 different countries. NATE is one of the largest polytechnic schools in Canada and the 3rd largest post-secondary in Alberta. So we are a pretty big school in Canada and in Alberta too. So there are so many good things about the Polytechnic and the NATE. So here are some highlights of our education. So we surveyed employers of our graduate, and 98% of the employers are happy with our graduate, and they believe our graduates are prepared for the workforce. 86% of NAET graduates find a rewarding career after graduate, and 50% of the program focuses on learning theory and 50% on hands-on training. So after you learn theory, you will have a chance to apply it to the real work settings. And we offer the small size classes that limit up to 20 to 40 students per class. So which means you will get an individual attention from the instructors, and you will be remembered by your name. So I think like if people have experience of studying at a university, probably you have a experience of studying in the like a massive classroom, and you are studying with 100 students in the big classroom. But we don't have that. We have a very small number of class, the student in one class. So you will remember all your classmates, and the instructor also remember you. So it's more like a high school classroom setting, I'll say. Yeah, so you will have a very close connection with your classmate and the instructor as well. And then again, as I mentioned, our programs are short, such as 1-year certificate programs and 2-year diploma programs. So you'll be ready to enter the workforce within a few years. And our education is based on the 4 pillars: technology-based education, industry partnership, applied research, and then hands-on learning. So our main campus is located in the north of Edmonton downtown, and it's about a 10 minutes drive from the city center. There are direct bus and train access to the campus, and then the student fees actually include the discounted train and the bus pass, so you can save some money on your transportation. NAET doesn't have our on-campus housing, but we do offer the student housing at the MacEwan University or University of Alberta. We have an agreement with those universities. And their residences are 10 minutes or 30 minutes away from our campus by train. So they are pretty close to our campus. If we are not interested in the student housing, there are a lot of apartments around the NAET, and you can easily find your own apartment close to our campus. So we have an international student that supports international students as they transition and settle in Canada. International Center offers a team of immigration license advisors on campus, so they can answer your questions about a study permit application, the postgraduate work permit questions. If you need to extend your study permit, you can also ask them about the extension of your visa. And there are international peer mentors, academic advisors to support the student with planning, organize their studies at NAET. And we also have counselors for the international student who can help them with the general well-being at NAET. There are also a lot of immigration workshops and events for the international students where you can meet new people and make friends. So NAET offers more than 120 programs, and they are offered through our four schools. We will look into each schools later. We also offer the ESL classes for those who don't meet our English language proficiency requirements. Academic upgrading programs offer the high school level courses. So if you don't meet our entrance requirement, you can take our academic upgrading courses to meet our requirement. Okay. So NAET has one of the largest business schools in Western Canada, and here are the programs offered at the JR Shaw School of Business. So in this business program, we have 4-year bachelor degree program and a 2-year diploma programs, and you can select your area of specialization out of 6 different areas. So accounting, entrepreneurship and innovation, finance, human resource management, and marketing. So in the 4-year bachelor degree programs, if you already have a business diploma, you might be able to start from year 3 and then complete the program within 2.5 years. It usually takes 4 years to complete the bachelor degree in Canada. So being able to obtain a bachelor degree within the 2.5 years is pretty amazing. And the business programs uses hands-on learning in the curriculum, and the student will gain the real-world skills in classes. So for example, they will experience stock trading, bank simulation, case competitions, and so on. We also have a Bachelor of Technology, Hospitality Management, Applied Financial Services, and the Data Analytics under the School of Business. So the School of Applied Science and Technology is the biggest school on NATE, and it offers 44 different programs. There are programs designed to meet the industry needs, so you will find the work of our graduates in a number of infrastructures, building, technology, and engineering projects across Alberta and Canada. So these blue headings are the sectors, and you'll see a few highlighted programs in each. So there are more programs than listed here. So for example, in the analytical sciences, students will do lab researches and learn the clinical procedures and the data analytics. And usually they will end up in the healthcare, pharmaceutical, food, or oil and gas. And then in this section, renewable resources and environmental services, students will learn conservation and managing the sustainability. So this area is becoming more popular because people are more pay attention to the environmental protection, and they want to do the sustainability project. And for the energy sector, this is for the students who are interested in the oil and gas industry. So as you know, the Alberta has the third largest oil reserve in the world. So the student will learn about extraction, distribution, and the processing of these fuels. So the construction management and design teaches the students to assist in the management and the design of a construction and a civil engineering project. Edmonton is a booming city that is quickly developing, so the construction is a great industry to be in. And IT is a fast-paced and quickly growing industry in Alberta, and there are more than 3,000 tech companies in Alberta. And then the companies are actually experiencing a labor shortage in the technical people. So if you have an IT or computer skills, you'll be in high demand in Alberta, and probably it's easier to find a job if you are in the IT sector. And then manufacturing automation involves electronics and mechanics. So as many industrial and manufacturing processes becoming more automated, and the career options in this area will continue to grow. For example, our nanotechnology engineering program is the only program of its kind in Canada, and there are only few similar programs in the States. Alberta is a hotspot for this area, and Edmonton is a home to the National Research Center for the Nanotechnology. So the last sector here, media and communication, is for the student who likes creating a meaningful content to connect with others in the digital media and the broadcasting world. Okay. So the School of Health and Life Sciences has 3 different areas of study, and it trained students to become allied healthcare professionals. The allied healthcare professionals are the medical professionals who work to prevent, diagnose, and treat disease and illnesses. They also support the healthcare system and apply the scientific principles and an evidence-based practice to assist the patients. So NATE uses simulations with the state-of-the-art equipment, models, actors, providing a scenario in a safe and controlled environment. So for example, dental technology teaches you to make dentures, like dentures and crowns and the other orthodontics appliance. On the other hand, dentures technician will be working closely with the patients to assess, design, and insert these dentures. And we even have a dental clinic on the campus, and the real patients the students can work with. So this is the last school. The School of Skilled Trade offers around 14 programs in the diploma and the certificate to international students. So the culinary arts and the baking pastry arts, these programs are very, very popular because for the culinary arts, we have a chef in residence program that provides students with a rare opportunities to learn firsthand from some of the best chefs in the world. So this program brings the famous chefs from around the world to NATE, and they will share their insight, expertise with the student, and introduce our students to the innovative cooking technologies, technique, and the diverse culinary trends and style. Our culinary arts team actually competes in the international competitions and then have owned ours in the world. So our culinary arts programs are very, very popular and known for the good quality of the training. We also have a various skilled training programs, and then the students get trained by the instructors who have multiple years of industry experience. Okay, so you can see all the details for each of our program on a program page. For example, you can find the intake semesters, length of the program, and if the program is accepting an international student or not, if the program descriptions, employment rate, course details, tuition fees, entrance requirements, and so on. So you can see that all the information you need to know about the program on the program page. So for our entrance requirements, there are two components in our entrance requirements. One is academic requirements, and then the other one is English language requirements. The entrance requirements vary depending on the program, but for the academic requirements, you'll see the requirements such as English 30-1, English 30-2, and then others. So these subjects are Alberta high school subject, and then you need to see the equivalent of these courses in your transcript. For example, English and the Math 30s are equivalent to the grade 12 English or Math, and our 12 level English and Math would be equivalent to the grade 11 English Math, and the 10 level English Math will be equivalent to the grade 10 English Math in many countries. So you can kind of see the conversion between our Alberta curriculum and your curriculum. And for the English language proficiency, so this part, most of our program required, if it's IELTS scored, overall score needs to be a 6.5 with no band less than 5.0. And if it's the TOEFL, the minimum score needs to be 80 and no individual component below 20. If you are taking a Duolingo, it's going to be 115 scores. So these are the English language proficiency. Again, there are two components, academic requirements and then the English language proficiency. So we also have a ESL program, and if you don't meet the English language proficiency requirement, you can take our ESL program as well. NATE offers 6 levels of ESL, and one level takes 15 weeks, so it's about one semester. And there are 3 intakes per year, so fall, winter, and spring. Once you complete the level 6 with the minimum grade, then you can apply for the most of our program at NATE. Our ESL also follows the same teaching philosophy as the credit programs. So they are very practical and prepares you for the learning at NATE and for the working in the industry. For example, you will work on a presentation with the other classmates, and you won't only learn English language, but also you will learn how to work with others. Okay. So here are the estimated yearly tuition fees and the living cost. So most of our tuition fees are around $20,000 or less per year, but there are some programs closer to $27,000, and they are usually health programs. There are also additional fees such as books and supplies, student association fees. So the total cost you can expect for your studies would be between $21,000 and $30,000 per year. And for living costs in Edmonton, you can expect to spend around $11,000 per year. So as I mentioned earlier, living cost in Edmonton is much cheaper than other urban cities in Canada. So for example, Edmonton's living cost is 36% less than Toronto. So if you rent a one-bedroom apartment, the rent would be around $900 or $1,000 per month, and the grocery would be between $250 and $300, and then there will be other expenses such as utilities. So the total living cost would be between $1,300 and $1,400 per month. So it seems to be a lot of money to study in Canada, but please remember you can work while you are studying. So you can cover some of your expenses by working part-time when you're studying. Okay. So here is an example of your timeline in Canada. If you take a 2-year diploma program and start in September. So there will be a 4 semesters, and then you will have a scheduled break in between. And after you complete the program, you can apply for the post-graduation work permit if you'd like to continue to stay in Canada and work. The majority of our programs are eligible for the post-graduation work permit. And as long as you study in one of our 2-year programs and follow the immigration regulation, you'll be likely eligible for the post-graduation work permit for 3 years upon graduation. And then students usually look for the job and apply for the permanent residency nomination during these 3 years. The most important things to know about the post-graduation work permit is you can only apply it once in your lifetime, and it's not extendable. So it's very important that you take the right program lengths. For example, if you take a 1-year program, you can apply for the only 1-year post-graduation work permit. So we usually recommend students extending their studies so then they can apply for the 3-year post-graduation work permit. Okay, so this is the last slide of my presentation. So if you are ready to apply for NATE, please visit our application checklist page for the international student, where you can find the step-by-step guide for application process. If you'd like to explore our program options, you can try our Find Your Future quiz and attend our events such as virtual campus tour and the program reviews. And you can also visit our international student page where you can find information about our international center, settlement in Edmonton, FAQ from the international students as well. And then we also have a Facebook page, Instagram page. And if you have any questions, feel free to email us at international@nate.ca. And you can actually also have a 30 minutes online meeting with one of our recruiters. So if you'd like to meet us virtually and have ask us questions, please visit Ask a Native Recruiter link here, and then you can book your appointment with us. And if you are thinking of working with an agent, you can find a list of authorized agents on this page. Our authorized agents can help you with choosing a right program and the application process for you. So please check the agent who is located in your area. Okay, so this is the last page of my presentation, and I'm just gonna stop sharing, my presentation here. Okay. Okay, so let's see if we have any questions here. Okay, so I'm just looking at the list of the questions here. Okay, so the first question is from Murat. Hi again. How many years of architectural technology? Is it a master or certificate program? And is it a NATE accredited? What are the opportunities for the architect? I have a bachelor degrees in architect, 100% English. Okay, so architectural technology is a 2-year diploma. It's an undergraduate. So unfortunately, most of our programs are undergraduate program, and then we don't have a master program, like a graduate program. There are a couple of post diploma programs, but there are cybersecurity and the data analytics, but only like few programs are post diploma. But other than that, our programs are all undergraduate programs. And so it's a NATE accredited. Yes, we are accredited schools. And the opportunity for the architect, I'll say there are a lot of opportunities for the architect because we are still a glowing city and we are building a lot of buildings like houses in the city, and it's a booming city. So I'll say there are a lot of opportunities for the architect in the future. Okay, so that's the question from Red. Thank you. Okay, and the next question from Busse. I don't know if I pronounced the name correctly. Okay, so also, does the school offer the master programs about the plant biology? Again, I'm sorry, we don't have a master degree program at NATE. However, it depends on the student. So if you are looking for like research or like extensive like study, I would recommend going to the grad school with the other schools. But if you are actually looking for like a practical skills training or like hands-on training, that's the program like we can offer. We are very good at like offering those programs. And we actually have a like student who completed degree or even like a master programs in their home country, but they still come to NATE because they know all the theories, but they are missing the hands-on piece. So they can't find a job because they are not trained well to be like employed. So even if people graduated from the degree, the university or the graduate school, they are still coming back to NATE to gain the like hands-on skills, and that's not only for the international student; it's the same for the Canadian student as well. So it really depends on what you want to study. In the future, you want to do the research? Yes, please go ahead and apply for the grad school. If you're looking for the employment with the technical skills, NATE will be the best school, to apply in that case. Okay, so the next question from Layla. What are your entry requirements for the applicants with a international baccalaureate qualification, so IB? It's gonna be the same. So we will look at your high school transcript. So if you took a IB program, we will look at the the subject you took and then the grade, and then we will decide whether you will be qualified for the program or not. Yeah. So there is not so much difference between the IB and the other regular courses. Yeah, we will strictly look at the marks you gained at the high school. Okay. Next question. Does the school offer the scholarship? If so, what are the requirements for the scholarship? Yes, we do offer the scholarship, but student can apply for the scholarship once they started their program, and it depends on the program. So usually the program will be looking into your academic performance and also financial situation. And then usually the scholarships are available for the student who's in the second year at NATE. And the range of the scholarship will be between $500 and $5,000. So it really depends on the programs. But yes, we do have a scholarship available for international students. Okay. Next question. Is it always cold in Canada? From Evan. And yeah, that's a good question. Actually, yes, it's cold in winter, but in summertime, it can be very hot. It can go up to like 30 degrees. Yeah. So there is a huge gap between the winter weather and the summer weather. But yes, so right now it's a springtime. We still have some snow, but temperatures are around like 10 degrees these days. Yeah, so I'm just wearing the like light yeah, like sweater, but yeah, it's getting warmer, so you don't have to worry about the weather so much. Okay, so the next question is from Merp. Can an international student get the residence permit in Canada easily after graduation? Okay, so I think after graduation. Okay, so after you graduated from the program, you have a choice. Okay, you can apply for the post-graduation work permit for 3 years if you completed 2-year programs, or if you already have a like work experience in Turkey, you're welcome to apply for the permanent residency like directly. There are so many different streams for the permanent residency application. Basically, you need to gain the point based on your work experience, your age, your education. There are so many like sections like you have to go through, but if you are ready to apply for the permanent residency, you can also do that. However, a lot of international students gain the Canadian work experience first, because having a Canadian work experience give you more like points, and then easier for you to apply for the permanent residency. And then there are a lot of international students who actually gain a permanent residency after working for a couple of years. So it's still possible. And yeah, that's the main reason I think for a lot of international students to come to Canada. Okay, so that was the question in the Q&A box. Okay. I'm just going through the chat box. Yeah, thank you everyone for putting the hello comment in the chat box. I feel so very welcome. Thank you so much. I wish I could see everyone in person. Yeah, I think I covered all the questions. Yeah, so if you have any follow-up question, feel free to email me anytime. I'm just typing my email address here. Okay, so you can reach me at international@nate.ca. So if you have any question about living in Alberta, Edmonton, studying at NATE, yeah, feel free to send me an email at this one. Yep. Shakira is
Thank you
typing
very
something.
much for the great presentation, Junko.
You're welcome. Yeah,
It was
someone
yet
is.
another great session with you. You covered all of the questions.
Wow. Most welcome. Yeah, it's great to connect with the people in Turkey, and I really hope we can start traveling in the fall and meet everyone in person. Because I feel like we are finally at the end of the pandemic. So looking forward to visiting Turkey and then seeing the Turkish people in person soon. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you again. It was very informative for the attendees and you covered all of the questions. Thank you for your answers once again. Also, I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Umarım sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. Northern Alberta Institute of Technology ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için chat kısmında paylaşılmış olan mail adresinden Junko'ya ulaşabilirsiniz. Bir sonraki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you very much again, Junko. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Thank you so much. Everyone have a great night.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.